Hey everyone, Will here from Flow Candy, and today I got another email breakdown. We are breaking down Charlotte Tilbury. This is a new brand for me. I recently came across them, um, mainly just probably because I am an American citizen, and this is more popular in Europe. But I'm excited to break this down just because, first off, this is actually a much bigger business than I thought. So this is like the number one prestige beauty brand in the UK right now. And I think I read that they're number three in America. They're also owned by a parent company, Puig. I think it's a Spanish company. Um, and I had never heard of them either. And they are 2025, they did revenues of $5 billion. And in their beauty segment, I mean, they're a conglomerate, they own multiple brands, but within their beauty segment, and Charlotte Tilbury is their largest asset in their beauty segment, they did 844 million euros in 2025. And it's been rumored, I think I saw a number in 2022, they were valued at over $1 billion. So I'm just going to say that this is a UK number one prestige beauty brand that is probably doing north of 500 million euros a year. And I'm always excited to break down these brands, what they do, not just their emails, but their business model, their traffic, their founder, stuff like that. Today, I'm specifically breaking down their emails. And the more I dove into it, they're doing some quite innovative stuff with their email marketing. Sometimes with these bigger brands, when they're doing north of 500 million euros or $1 billion, especially if they're more legacy brand, the emails can be a little stale. It's just, sometimes they're just big businesses that are, especially something that's a part of a publicly traded company. They're not taking as much risks. It's a little bit more political within their marketing department. But these guys, I would say quite the opposite. First off, they are, I'm going to get into it. There's some angles that I've never seen before. If you've never watched my videos, we like to break down these brands and we look at the different angles. Like if they're sending like a promotional email or like an email with like a discount code or a 25% off, we call that promotional. If they're launching a new product, we'll call that a product launch angle. If they're highlighting a review or a testimonial, we'll call that like a social proof angle. And a lot of times when you look at all these brands, they're kind of sending the same angles over and over and over again. But there's a couple new ones that I've never seen before from Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm always like really excited about that. And if I benchmark them, I think they would score very, very high. There's also just some other interesting things about this business. One thing is, just from like a actual like cadence, they're deploying about 25 emails a month, which tells me they have a very dialed in CRM team, lifecycle team, email marketing team, whatever you want to call it. People throw around different terms. They're also using Braze as a CRM, which I don't always come across. But Braze has gotten a lot of traction within the beauty industry. Elf Cosmetics uses Braze, for example, and there's a lot of companies that are using Braze besides like beauty brands. I mean, there's non-e-commerce brands using Braze, but it's more of like a mid-market, even like an enterprise CRM. Most of the companies we're breaking down are using Klaviyo or something like that. So that was kind of cool to see that, and you kind of see it when you go on their website. They're really driving loyalty. They're really driving like logging in, creating an account. So it's a little bit different experience. I don't even think they're on Shopify either. I couldn't figure out what e-commerce platform they are on. I couldn't tell through the checkout, but yeah. So I mean, it's kind of a different breakdown here, which I thought was cool. And normally, when you see these more bigger brands outside of brands like Elf, I would say, it's hard to see them. You don't always see them doing email marketing well, but these guys, Charlotte Tilbury, I mean, some amazing new angles. So why don't we jump into it? So like I said, about 25 a month. And then when I when I went through their emails in December, in November they ramped up obviously through fourth quarter. I think they sent like 30 emails in December, 35 in November. Um, but right away you're already seeing text-based emails right away. January 2025. I'm just breaking down their 2025 emails. I would categorize this as a text-based. I know they have pictures in here. It's not like a totally true text base, but it just shows that a brand. I always tell people that some of our clients that have like a very elevated look and feel. They don't always want to send text based emails, but they're really really great emails to send. Um, this is welcome to the loyalty program. Um, but one of the things I really like to see was this. There's a couple emails like this that I thought were really really cool. Now you have to kind of know what's going on in the beauty industry. I mentioned Elf Cosmetics, so Elf is notorious for duping. They have no shame about it. Literally, they had a Super Bowl ad, I think, where they were talking about duping products. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're new to this industry, basically they will take a popular product from a luxury prestige brand like Charlotte Tilbury, or Chanel, or Supergoop. I think there's one product from Supergoop that's gotten duped a lot. A product that might sell for $30, 30 euros, $40, $50, something like that. And then you'll have somebody like Elf or some other like large brands come in and dupe it for like, maybe they sell it for like $10 or $15. And what I like about this is they're totally leaning into the duping. Like their products are getting duped, and they're talking about it. So I thought that was cool. And there was another one I saw in, let me see, was it this year? Maybe it was last year. There's another one I saw where it's similar to this. It was like they had code loading, and it's just, you don't see something like this from a beauty brand. I thought that was really really cool to see. But as you can see, there's a lot of different angles they have. I mean, here's a great social proof email. A lot of obviously they lean into the founder who's still involved, even though the business was acquired. Or I think they own like a majority share of it. The founder still has a stake, still involved, is still the chief creative officer. So that was really really cool. It's cool to see that they're still involved. She's still involved. Some other things that I thought were really really cool. Let me see if I can go to their October emails. Is where I really saw some interesting things. I'm going to go kind of backwards here. Let's see, we're into October. Okay, so right away, you kind of see they're already using a celebrity, so that's cool. This Celine Dion iconic look. I guess they partnered with her for the holidays, a new fragrance. So already doing that, the collab angle, we call that collaboration, celebrity angle. And if you've watched my videos before, I'm a big fan of how Skims does it. They're the best I've seen at doing this. And basically it's, why this is so good is because, you're basically borrowing the credibility of a celebrity. You're also maybe getting access to that celebrity's influencer or distribution list, whatever they may have. And so, yeah, I mean, so they're already doing that. They're already rolling that out into email, probably across paid as well. So you can see it's very, very, it was cool to see an angle like that. See if I can find, this is another email that I saw. It was a new angle that I had never seen before. I don't know, I'm calling this the timeline angle. I don't know. Like, basically they take, hey, here's how you can use all of our products in a day. So 8 a.m. you start with the magic cream. By 12 p.m. you put on the fragrance. At 5 p.m. you go to some of the makeup, and then at 10 p.m. you know that's when you clean your face, go to bed, stuff like that. So I have never seen anything like this. Very, very, that's pretty innovative. Also, they do a lot of this with like, uh, you know, um, the trending angle. So we'll see like Elf is really good with this trending angle because their products are literally trending all the time. Like you'll see these products go viral like crazy. And so they'll lean into that. Hey, this is trending. They literally have like a trending this week campaign. Um, what I saw here, what I thought was interesting, it's sort of like a chat, almost like an FAQ meets trending now angle. Again, pretty innovative. I have never seen that before. Really cool to see. Um, Another thing they do with their sales or promotions is they'll use, and you'll see it in the subject lines too. They'll say unlock a lot. I've seen that before, but I've never seen them use this much. So unlock, unlock, unlock. Spend $100 to unlock. Do this, unlock. So it's a little bit of a softer sort of copy to use. I think sometimes when you have a prestige beauty brand like Charlotte Tilbury, you got to be careful about promotions. Um, Obviously they're not like super high end fashion luxury like Chanel, where they will never discount, but you don't want to go crazy and just discount, discount, discount. They're in this like sort of prestige beauty segment, and so you have to be creative a little bit with your copywriting. And I thought that's unique. I might steal that from them. Unlock. They use that a lot. Like unlock this instead of just like get 25% off. It's like, hey, unlock this or spend $100 to unlock. You can see even the templates themselves are pretty cool. They've got some social proof here. This is a countdown timer exclusive to loyalty members. They really want to drive you into their loyalty program. It's a really good email design system too. You can just look at the logo here. They have three different styles here. One is this sort of like gradient type logo. Then they've got the logo on sort of white on top of embedded in an image. Then they've got this pink set block. So here's like a sort of a maroon one. So they kind of change it up based on the style of the email. But they're clearly following a design system here. You can see the headers, the typography. Something I thought they do interesting too is they like, you would think, this is big no in the web design world, but they kind of pull it off, like putting two buttons right next to each other. Shop pillow talk, shop holiday icons, shop skincare, shop the holiday collection. If you saw this again, like they pull it off. It gets pulled off for them. I've seen it done. I've seen it where it doesn't work at all most of the time, but it's working for them, and I thought that's cool. They're kind of, you can tell they're taking a little bit of risks with their email marketing program, doing unique things like this. I mean, this is a very minor thing, but they're also doing these angles. Like I said, that timeline angle, had never seen anything like that before. You can also see they do really good. I really like how they do the before and after. They'll do a lot of these. You'll see. I think I saw this here. This is sort of like before and after meets product focused email. So they lead, instead of leading with the product, they're leading with the like the before and after. Okay. And then they get into the product itself. And then, there's some testimonials. I found this really 9 out of 10 people would switch to this foundation. Never seen that before. That's really, really cool. I feel like it's almost like a play out of like B2B SaaS or something, like 9 out of 10 people would, 9 out of 10, marketing managers would switch to this CRM. I've never seen this in D2C, yet alone beauty. So it's just interesting, creative, unique ways. They're just doing things a little bit different here. Um, I thought that even their, be moving into September, they have, you could see that there's a consistent email design system, but they just switch it up. It's like 1, 2, 3. They just kind of rotate through these different designs. Like here's a darker one, here's a lighter one, here's a white one, a lighter one. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see what they're doing. They even have an app they're using. One thing they do is instead of like an in case you missed it, they do like a week of Charlotte Tilbury. So every week they have this sort of like weekly email digest. So it's like interesting in case you missed it, which I thought was cool. Here's some more product focused emails. This is really like, I wouldn't call it direct response, but a very, very cool way to just show off the product, and then a little bit promotional down here. And you can see there's not like a ton of promotion going on here. I'm going through September here, 2025, and really not much. When they do this like unlock, using this unlock terminology. So it's really, really fascinating how they're kind of doing that. They do some other things like in August we have they'll do like mystery. I think I saw one. Tap to reveal free gift. So that was really cool. Guess the skincare darling. Again, a week of magic at Charlotte Tilbury. So they're just coming back to that email every week. If you're you work at a brand and you're wondering, okay, like these guys are sending out 25 emails. How do I send out 25 emails a month? You create, it's not all about taking risks like doing the timeline one I saw, but you come back to like angles that you can use over and over and over again. So we know you're going to, whenever you launch a product, whenever you do a joint venture with a celebrity, whenever you do like a promotion, and these in case you missed it emails are easy ones to fill in. Another thing I like to see that they're doing is, like they'll have these like travel sort of promotions they'll do. Again, they're coming back to this timeline, except it's not on like the day. It's more like the calendar, or it's like, here's your summer itinerary. And then they have the 9 a.m. prep, the 12 p.m. do this, the 7 p.m. do that. So really, really cool way to sort of, start getting the consumer to think about consumption, which, is really a problem with a lot of these brands have in the consumable space, more so the supplements, but certainly makeup too. The number one reason consumers normally churn is just due to lack of consumption. They're just not using the product. Not now with beauty, it's less likely they're on a subscription. Sometimes they are, but even just coming back, 3 months later, 4 months later, once the product runs out. So I thought that was really, really cool. So yeah, I have the full breakdown here, and really, you can go through this to get some really, really good ideas here. It's great email design, but also they like switch up the design, but it's more than just the design and switching it up. It's like all the different angles they're using, and then when they do go promotional, like they are right here, like they go pretty hard and then they pull off. So you can see, what am I in? I think I'm looking at July, where they do a summer sale. They'll go into it. They'll really be like, okay, 45% off, 45. So this is a promo, 50% off, doing free, doing all of this. And then They kind of go through their summer sale, and then there's just no more promotional stuff. So that's how you kind of run it when you are in that prestige segment. Where brands they sometimes they don't know, like, okay, like, should I be doing all promo, or like, how do we drive sales while protecting our brand without being all promotional the whole time? And so that's a good way. They're a great example of how to do it. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up there. It was really cool breaking down this one. I've got all of 2025 emails here, so you can just zoom out and you can look at everything they've done, and you can see just really how dialed in they are from a CRM and lifecycle perspective. So thanks again for watching this one, and stay tuned for the next one. I'll probably have another one coming out here in another week or so, and I'll see you guys then. Take care.